fought for its decency, for its faith, and the wisdom, justice, and goodness of its people. I loved it because it was not just a place, but an idea, a cause worth fighting for. I was never the same again. I wasn't my own man anymore. I was my country's.
Was this a speech he needed to deliver? We start tonight with former Clinton advisor, author of the New York Times best-selling book, Fleeced, Dick Morris. On remote tonight. Dick, what do you think of the speech?
I thought the speech was very good, but I don't look at it, as a speech, like as a drama coach or something like that. I look at it in terms of the objectives he had to achieve. The main function of this convention was to separate McCain from Bush, and to close the gap between Obama and McCain, so that if both are change agents, if both are prepared to change the way Washington works, if the synapse between them is close, then you can move people from Obama to McCain by making them afraid of Obama's inexperience. But if the gap is huge, and if Obama and McCain are so different in everything, then that wouldn't work. And I think that what McCain did was to narrow that gap and to make clear to everybody that he is no Bush.
Well, in this speech, did you hear any new policy initiatives? Did you see anything in the speech other than the narrative of his life, which is very different than George W. Bush's? But from a policy perspective, did you hear anything that really separates them?
Oh, yeah. He didn't need anything that separates him. The huge spending of the Bush administration, the routine ratification of earmarks, the failure to reform the process when the Republicans controlled both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue. He excoriated that. In fact, he said, we came to Washington and we lost our way. I think that there was a dramatic separation between the policies of Bush, which were the elite, get-along, go-along policies of the party, and the maverick reformist challenges that McCain would bring. And I think what happened was, look, let's face it, McCain was a reformer in 2000. Then he got beaten up in South Carolina and he got anesthetized. So when he ran again in 2008, he was this shadow of himself, not really challenging the orthodoxy of the party, but going along with it. He refound himself over the last couple of weeks and became the same kind of candidate he's always been as a senator.
Hey, just today, Dick, we heard home foreclosures have not been this bad since 1979. Unemployment is up. 9% of homes with mortgages are behind, and that is a record. We have all kinds of bad economic news today. John McCain didn't really address those issues. He didn't have any specifics. I don't understand where it was in that speech that we get a sense that he's going to take care of those bad numbers that came out today.
Well, it's kind of funny in this situation. If things are pretty good and not all that horrible, but could use some improvement, then Obama probably can be elected. Our growth rate in the last quarter was over 3%, the highest in the industrialized world. Unemployment during the recession of 1991 averaged 9%. During the recession of 2002, it averaged 7%. It just inched above 6% this month. So things are not great. We certainly are in a slowdown, but they're not a disaster. But the thing that I think could help McCain defeat Obama is, with this guy going to double the tax on capital, which is what we write about in Fleeced, raise taxes on everybody, he's going to destroy the economy. He's going to create a major depression.
Yeah, Dick, let's look at, for example, if we look at the two nights that Sarah Palin and John McCain, they had a larger audience than this big speech at the Greek temple, Barack Obama descending from the heavens, in terms of sheer numbers of people actually watching. And yet we went through an entire week where they have tried to destroy and smear in a despicable way an innocent woman. I mean, we have Harry Reid. Go ahead.
That's the whole turning point of this election. That's what makes this week so tremendously important. The Republicans made a bold move in going with Sarah Palin. The Democrats piled all over her in vicious, personal, sexist attacks that were way over the top, and the average American saw that. Then she gave an incredible speech that really related to the heartland of the country and summoned women who don't think of themselves as feminist. And I believe that that will have the same effect on this election in discrediting the media that Dan Rather is going over the top in the '04 election did. And I think that this will be the turning point of this race.
But what does it say to you, the fact that 4 fewer networks for Sarah Palin and John McCain that carried the speech, yet they had more viewers than Senator Obama's massive speech at Invesco Field here? Does that tell you that with their ability to bypass an abusively biased media, and Scott Rasmussen's poll bear this out, that 51% think that they are trying to destroy Sarah Palin, and the American people see it, do you think there's going to be a backlash? And by bypassing the media, did they serve themselves well?
Yeah, I think that there will be a huge backlash against the media. I think its role is discredited now. But I think that the amazing thing about this is if John McCain had chosen Mitt Romney or Tom Pawlenty or any of the other candidates, he would have had 10 million fewer viewers than Barack Obama. Nobody would have watched that speech. The convention would have been a dud. But the fact that he nominated Sarah Palin and the fact that the Democrats pounced all over her in a personal way made it exciting and newsworthy in a way that McCain never could have done without her or without the Democratic attacks.
All right, Dick, it's